That can be frustrating, yeah. Mine is as well very disorganized. Man, I can't stop thinking about that. How do you convince someone to go to the doctor that don't want to? I think I have made... Wait, what's going on? Why is it looking like this? You're supposed to be there, and we don't have anything for this place at the moment. I can summon this thing for now.
I can't do this just yet.
Yeah, I think I've made the work the norm, because I often do the what's it called? The stroke check. I also have started doing memory checks on paying attention to that stuff and like just talking about it and making sure, right? Manipulating them to listen to me. If I tell you to go to the doctor, it's time, then you fucking go to the doctor. Stop being so selfish now. Luckily, my grandfather is like that. He doesn't go to the doctor. Well, he does go to the doctor, but he doesn't ask for help. But I could use that as comparison. There's the story, right? He was trying to fix his own lawnmower, I remember, and he like managed to get like a start it and slam in the middle of his finger, so like the finger kind of split. Not all the way down, but it was like a crack down in the middle, like that, like a split. So he called like my mother and asked, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm at work or something," Mom said. "All right, okay. Well, so what? Did you want anything?" He was like, "No, it's fine." And then he called my uncle. His uncle was like, "Oh, I'm not close by." "All right, it's fine." So he calls. I think he only called those two people. I don't remember exactly. They called a couple of people, right, and just asked them what they were doing. They said, they were all busy, so he just wrapped it up in some paper and drove all the way to the hospital, which is an hour drive. And everybody in the family has heard that story, so you can use him as an example. Don't be like him. Go to the doctor. Ask for help. I mean, that kind of attitude, I suppose. Right, I guess it will not do any damage here. Eh? I mean, the frenzy is something for me to do, but it doesn't like.
Night's madness strains away all hope.
Frenzy itself doesn't do any damage. It kind of just feels like something extra to keep track of. Color runes, sure. Maybe it will do more damage later. Ooh, nice. Totems. More Stormcaller. Go to Restless Grounds. Plague rats? Nah. I'm happy with this. All the loot. Yeah, no, it's for the 12% more damage from having the 3 frenzies. Yeah, I guess. Standing and hitting stuff. Just to do something, yeah. Maybe I will find something to replace it with in the future. And just stand around doing nothing. Well, it does kill these fuckers, right? That's just 2 hits. That's fine. It does a little bit of damage, I suppose. You could play RuneScape while you clear an entire map, lol. I mean, like, if we're talking about any specific build, this build would be super easy to bot with XDo tools. You just have to make a mouse movement pattern, right, and just move around. I guess move in ever-increasing circles, right? Move like this. And just move in bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger circles. Eventually everything would just die in maps. Well, not everything, but... No, I guess the build for that would be... Oh, I'm not playing in maps. I don't need to clear this map. I was like... The talking about maps made me think that I was gonna have to play maps, but that's not.
I can't do this just yet.
Yeah, it would be Righteous Fire, yeah. Righteous Fire would be the best build to make a bot with, right? Because just when you get in range, you kill them with Righteous Fire. Yeah, but I was thinking about that. How would you stream playing 2 games at once? And also that I think that's too much clutter. Yeah. Too much clutter. Need more decks. Oh, that I think... Oh, it's probably fine. Didn't need to... You wouldn't unless you were memeing. Playing 2 games at once? Hmm. I mean, some types of games, right? I've done that before in my life. Some types of games work for playing 2 at once. Maybe not Path of Exile not being one of those. Yeah, I know. You have to be... Every move you make. Outlander says, I enjoy playing multiple games at once. Yeah. My imagination says that RuneScape is one of those games where it's fully fine to play that at the same time as something else. Elder Sword. Oh, that's not what I wanted to check. Playing like card games, trading card games. That usually you can, while you wait for the other player to do stuff.
Don't think I'm going to be.
Banana Waffle Monkey says it's versatile. Yeah, Northern says it is. I've played multiple RuneScape games at once. Yeah, a lot of people, like a lot of hardcore EVE Online people do that, right? Super multi-box. I was playing, right? The dude I was playing, well, a dude I was playing with who took me under his wing. I think he was playing like 4 or 5 instances at once. Something like that. Yeah. Multiple instances. And it's kind of set up like that you're supposed to be able to do that if you like, play on different accounts.
Rounds should be an easy mark to beat.
Like a lot of MMOs are like that, right? You can multi-box. Curses and non-damaging ailments you apply are reflected.
Maybe he did something right, something everybody else in history done wrong.
What, like eat the food, drink the water, and breathe the air?
Venom Gyre? Sure, let's get that. Blistering Cold, Hindering Flasks. Let's get Hindering Flasks.
You shall suffer your own bile.
Actually, I'm quite... excited about the idea of RuneScape. This mana, fire damage. It's terrible.
The expected choice.
Feels like one of those games that actually really suits me, but for some reason I've never gotten around to actually playing it. Alright, where am I? Oh, time to buy a new jewel, eh? Should I get Divine Fury? I can get Divine Fury first. Yeah. Right. TFW. Oh, what is that again? What does that stand for? TFW. Go to do Barrows and Darogs. The one in the crypt, and you have... Alright, that feeling when you go to do Barrows and Darogs. The one in the crypt, and you have to pray pots. Have no pray pots. That's that feeling when? Alright. Banana Waffle Monkey was speaking French. Very nice. That'll make sense to you in about 500 hours. Oh. Not so sure about that. We'll see. We'll see. Get wrecked. Wonder if there are any reflecting of spell damage. And I'm reflecting melee damage, which is great and all, but I want to reflect ranged damage as well.
I believe in traveling light.
He believes in traveling light. Blasphemous says, where did Final Fantasy go? I'm trying a new thing, where I do the 50-50 thing. I just stopped playing like 20 minutes ago, Final Fantasy. Doing some Path of Exiling instead. Yeah. Nice to see you, Blasphemous, by the way. How are you doing today? Well, Wolfmonkey says, actually, you could get to Barrows much quicker than 500, probably. This is his fantasy, and it is final.
I can't do this just yet.
Yeah, I was trying to... Like, I was playing Path of Exile in the evenings. But this morning I woke up completely exhausted and just figured out that that's not gonna be a thing. And I do want to do the Path of Exile thing. But do that instead of reading books and whatnot. Get over here. Let's fight. Blasphemous asks, have you updated Firefox lately? I don't think so. Depends on what you mean lately, but no. Not in the last week, I don't think. What did they change? I'm tanking. Right. Here it comes. Oh, he's not hitting me. I need to taunt him. Indeed, not the fastest of the boss killers. Not even close to the fastest of the boss killers. Blasphemous says it's not so ugly now. Wait, did they change the look of the thing, I guess? Burn! Please stop attacking my friend. Just attack me. So ugly now. If you want to go back to how it was, change browser.proton.enabled to false. Wait, is there another thing called Proton? Are you kidding me?
I can't do this just yet.
Born of ocean's mire, and death washed clean of dark desire.
And thus the Lord.
What is that? All that hype with the proton name.
How did you? Hold on to your cockles, me. What? If you're thinking of...
Judging by that rather curious ship.
Huh? Fare you well.
I believe you were right.
Go with courage.
Go with courage. Alright, if you say so. What about these boots? 15 movement speed? That is way too slow.
Farewell.
Ah, that's fine. Let's just see what we get. Nope. 65? Nope. Oh, right. This sword is pretty great. Yeah, I don't see that being replaced anytime soon. I forgot about that. Spectral Throw, Venom Gyre. Let's sell all the other stuff.
Keep your life to your own.
I'm all out of intelligence. I need intelligence. So how is your setup going, by the way, Blasphemous? Are you done with your new setup? Have you gone back to I3? Or are you staying with T-Mux? All the damage. Assuming you just have a new version of Firefox, that doesn't sound like T-Mux at all. T-Mux? Weren't you talking about that as well? Living in the TTY? Didn't you talk about that the other day? You were considering that? Or you were just joking? Yes, just joking. No, not joking. Oh, nice. Yeah. Penetrates fire resistance, I like that. Chance to block spell, that's terrible. All attributes, totem life. Nope, don't want that one. No, not joking. I'm looking into Qt browser though. Yeah, alright, yeah, Qt browser. I remember that. How's that going? Ultimatum says, looks like the only sources of player damage reflection is melee or physical. Oh. Oh, you were looking into it. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I don't even know why I was chasing that. Pointless. Also, there is physical. We could reflect to the archers, I suppose. Ceremonial axe. No, I don't need to pick these up. Let's just keep going. Keep on going. Crossroads? Blasphemous says, I need to find this hosts blocking command line interface tool that I was using before. You put it on a site and then it asks you which connection you'd like to block. Alright. Oh, I'm stuck. That's not good. So you pretty much, when you're out browsing and you notice a site and it's annoying, you can just put that in and you get... Let's see. I need to find hosts blocking command line tool that I was using. Put in a site, that's why URL, right? Put in a URL. And then it just lists, right? It goes through all the possible connections. Yeah, Thousand Teeth Teemo is all attacks. Ah. Not gonna be using that, unfortunately. Not just melee. Yeah, but that's my shield slot, and my shield slot is too good already. Pass up on 40. Yeah, we can go for that. Earl of Ash, vengeance. Right, Plasma says Linux users plus Banana Waffle Monkey. Nice. Plasma says I don't go to many sites. Yeah, either. Yeah, I was looking into that. A tip I got yesterday about linuxgaming.com. Was it that? Linux on Gaming? Gaming on Linux? There we go. US, Gaming on Linux. I was looking into that and just felt like since I'm not really part of that community, it would feel a little bit dirty to ask them to...
The storm approaches.
It would feel like an invasive ask, right? Just... Oh, hello, I'm showing up here in your community that I'm not a part of and I'm asking you to host me on Twitch. And I'm like, don't feel very comfortable doing that. Does that make sense? Blasphemous says, I realized Qt browser has per domain settings too. Oh, very nice. So I should be able to enable JavaScript on a need to sue basis. Oh man, that was a fun fat fingering, right? Need to use basis, need to sue basis. Nice. But I don't know what Mike says. What? Blasphemous points out that this is Cider's filter bubble. Yeah, a lot of Linux nerds. Blasphemous says, are you being invasive? They want to show that gaming works well on Linux. I mean, it works. It works fine for me.
You shall suffer your own bile.
Was that the goal? I thought gaming on Linux, it seemed like more of like a meeting place? No, not a meeting place. What's the word I'm looking for? It seemed like a community website, right? All the streams that were on there was called community streams, and I'm like, I'm not really part of that community. But I mean, I could flood their thing and just say, oh, just host me all the time. I don't know. Yeah, invasive, kinda. Blasphemous says Cider is afraid of having 20 plus viewers with no time to game because he's busy reading chat, Kappa. No, not at all. Let's resurrect. Put that in.
Night's madness strains away all hope.
Like they had like 3 streams a week or something like that. I mean, I could go in and just take those spots and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm streaming every day.
We shall meet again. Challenger?
Yeah, it feels like a hostile takeover of the... Well, I suppose I didn't really understand what the purpose was. If the purpose is to just show gaming on Linux, I mean, I am doing that. If that's the only purpose, I suppose. Lastman says, we'll just post it for you. Joke, joke. But I don't know what Monkey says. If that happens, he's legally obliged to read the name of every individual emote in the incoming emote spam. Oh, no. Actually, I've been thinking of going back again to WeChat, and reading the names is way easier, but I don't get to see the emotes, right? I get to see the names, but I don't get to see the emote. It's difficult to know what I want to do. Going this way, eh? And I would probably skip the graceful sword. I would probably skip the emotes. There was a lot of people. Oh, JK stands for just kidding. I thought it stood for joke. JK, joke. It says for just kidding. Oh, of course. That makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense indeed. What am I looking for here? None of this stuff. Blasphemous says, I'm surprised how many people don't know just kidding. I mean, I've seen it a bunch of times. I just always made an ass out of me and you because in my mind it was just a joke. Yeah, just kidding makes a lot more sense. Blasphemous says, I feel so old. I say JK to women on dating apps and they're completely confused. Okay, don't forget. Where do you go first? Down this way? I think you go here first. But an awful monkey says, well, joke worked close enough contextually in a lot of situations. Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't learn it, because it works. It works.
I can't do this just yet.
Man, until it doesn't. Must have seen that when someone's mom said, like, someone said, oh, my mom just died. Oh, lol. Wait, what? What? That's a fucked up thing to say. What do you mean? Someone thinking LOL meant lots of love? Oh. What do we have here?
Chance must dictate you win occasionally.
Life gained on kill? Ah, screw that.
I believe in traveling light.
Well, I guess, Blasphemous, when you feel old, then you don't have to... Right? That's an extra filter, right? Isn't that a good thing? You don't have to waste your time on kids. Youths. Oh, man. Youths. Oof. Let's see. Banana Wolf Monkey says, get the map, proc the map, catch some bugs, kill some shit. Watch a spider eat a horny guy who worships her. Watch a spider eat a horny guy who worships her. That's the plan. And the map is down here, right? I'm pretty sure the map is down here, yeah.
Just in time. I found a way to blaze a trail to the legendary temple of Ultimatum.
Oh, and my personal favorite, get lost in the Val ruins for an hour. Oh.
By the blood of the Val.
Lastman says I need new internet. How?
In today's past. Once that, keep the portal open
How?
by
Wait,
setting
what?
preserved
When?
threads. The longer you stay, the more I learn about the location
Don't you have
of the
fiber?
Day Temple. Once we find it, we'll have all the time in the world to collect its many treasures. That's why we need to find the temple in the here and now. Be careful what you do while you're there, however. Any move you make
Blasphemous says, well, I've been using the internet since 1991.
Well, what are you waiting
That
for?
was some time ago, yeah.
Go make history.
Most people have been using it maybe for a decade or a decade and a half. I don't remember. How long have I been using the internet? 20 years? 23 years, perhaps? I don't know, something like that. I haven't been... But I've been a casual internet user for a long time, yeah. Casual internet user. Not a hardcore one. Yeah, just casual. Plasma says, when they started having access to it from the phone in their pocket. Oh. When I was a kid, like most kids in my area got a hold of computers. I was actually one of the later ones to get a hold of a computer and the internet. I think I was more excited about it. Maybe that was because I got a hold of it later. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. Let's try it
Time
out.
to go.
I can't do this just yet.
That's the Stone of Passage. Oh, another one. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to what I wanted to open up. Oh, so this was it. Where are all the enemies? Time to explode! That went way better than expected. I didn't kill everything, but
Good to see you survived your first incursion.
yeah, that was a pretty good choices as well. Yeah, pretty good choices. Very nice.
Historical records aside, I suppose allowing him to live might make quite
Internet was a very different place. And there is the age, yeah. Back in my day, we had to configure our IP addresses ourselves. Back in my day, there was no Wi-Fi. Alright, I get it. You feel old.
You won. Once. Do not get
Was
ahead of
that
yourself.
what you meant, Blasphemous? Was a very different place? Sigh. I think internet is the best it's ever been. Ah, for me anyway. Ah, the best it's ever been. Raging Dead. Blistering Cold. Let's go with the Blistering Cold. Not under... let's see. Blasphemous says, I don't like this internet. There's so many things to find, right? Internet is so fucking big. Can't possibly have seen all of it. Some places you do like, others you don't, right? Nodonor says IP addresses? You mean phone numbers? Nice. Define mauled. Wait, what is mauled? Banana Wolf Monkey? Get wrecked. I don't know what that is.
Vengeance is cold.
So me too. I'm getting wrecked as well. Mono Leech, eh? Strength index. Let's keep going, I guess. Just to see if there's something interesting.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Didn't even break a sweat. What else do we have? Blast Rain. Fires an arrow in the air, rain down. That's 20% quality. Might as well get that, yeah. Escalating damage taken. Or ruin. Sure, escalating damage taken, that's probably fine. Molding is like tilting. Ah. Tilting like emotionally or tilting like a table tilting? I'm guessing emotionally tilting. Yeah, emotionally. There we go. Evac Sensei say, hi man, how's it going? Evac Sensei? I kind of feel like I remember that name. Have we met before, Evac Sensei? Otherwise, it's nice to meet you. Or nice to see you again, I guess. It's going well. It's going well. Having a good time. Talking about the good old days. With the dial-up when it took 5 minutes to watch just a picture. You had to wait 5 minutes minutes to watch a single picture. And the good old days, eh? Wait. Why don't you like this internet, Blasphemous? What, like... How can you not? Right? It's just filter bubbles, right? You haven't constructed your filter bubbles in a way conducive to what you like or don't like. That's why I think internet is the best that it's ever been, right? Because it's... Everybody can find something, right? Everybody can find something on here that they can find enjoyment out of, right? So how are you doing, Evac Sensei? Banana Waffle Monkey says, oh yeah, do you know where the word tilting comes from? I was assuming that it's like, it comes from the table, like, tilting over. Oh right, it's from the... what the fuck are those called? The games where you shoot the ball and it pings around on the stuff? Pinball, yeah. You started tilting the machine.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Nordhonor says that malding is a combination of mad and balding. Oh, nice. People say it's in Asmongold's chat all the time. Ah. Is he mad and balding? I've started balding. It's gonna be, I don't think it shows yet, but it's gonna be a couple of years, probably. I just take the rewards.
I can't do this just yet.
Glorious leather. Right. This. Is this the one? RPG. Your file system as a dungeon. No, it's not. Alright, this is... Role-playing game command line interface is a bare-bones JRPG-inspired terminal game written in Rust. It can work as an alternative to CD, where you randomly encounter enemies as you change directories. Ooh, this sounds amazing! So it's a... Whenever you CD, you might run into an enemy, is that it? You might? What is this? HP 25 XP. It's a spider waiting for you here. Bare bones. Ah, it's automatic turn-based combat. 15 enemy classes, character stats, and leveling system. It's like a clicker. It's an automatic thing. We were talking about these mechanics yesterday. It's a dopamine pump, right? Dopamine pump? Maybe not. Basic item and equipment support. Permadeath with item recovering. Run and bribe to escape battles. I mean, it's a really fun thing, right? It's navigating your file system, becoming a JRPG, but also it kind of feels like a dopamine pump. Maybe won't be good for your mental health. If you have those kinds of issues. I mean, if you don't have those kinds of issues, I do. I do have those kinds of issues. So for me, it's probably... It might not be the same kind of issue for you as it would be for me.
Just in time.
No, Donner says, nah, I think I'm good without this.
I knew you'd find me. You and I went
Blasphemous says, I don't play RPGs. Like, at all?
Hope you're ready
What is an RPG nowadays?
As you left it last time.
Talking about that yesterday as well. It's a broad fucking...
With enough under our belt, perhaps the temple's current location.
People
would
don't
be
talk
better.
about RPGs anymore. They talk about RPG mechanics because they're everywhere. Blasphemous at all. Oh wow. Role-playing games. Wait. You were talking about you playing Days Gone the other time. And I remember you saying you played... What's it called? The one with Aloy shooting arrows at the mechanical dinosaurs. Those are RPGs. Role-playing games. Days Gone is not an RPG. What is Days Gone then? Horizon Zero Dawn is not an RPG either. Oh. In my mind they were. Yeah, in my mind they were definitely, right? Like The Witcher. The Witcher is an RPG in my mind. So what's an RPG in your mind? Open world action. The story bits, right? Isn't that a role-playing game? It comes from the tabletop, right? It's derived from the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, right? Where you move through a story, you're playing a role. Like when you're playing The Witcher, you are playing Geralt of Rivia. You're role-playing as Geralt of Rivia. Open world action. Maybe, yeah. The role-playing game, the semantics becomes difficult, right? Because you could argue that pretty much any game would be a role-playing game, from my definition. So, let's say those are open world action. Nodehunter says, from your broad definition, Doom 1 is an RPG, right? Yeah, exactly. It's too broad, too vague. So what is an RPG then? What is the better definition? To, like, if everything is an RPG, then nothing is an RPG, right? So where do we draw the lines of what is an RPG? What is it that you don't play, Blasphemous? Blasphemous says, according to that definition, every game is an RPG, unless there is no character to play as. And, right, even if there is no character, you can argue that you're playing God, right? If you play Civilization, for example, you could argue that that's a role-playing game because you're playing God. So that makes every game an RPG, which makes it a terrible definition. So what is an RPG, Blasphemous? Where do we draw the lines? Since my definition was obviously terrible. Well, not obviously, but my definition, like working definition in my mind, was terrible. Terrible indeed. Right, monster damage. Additional monster packs. Omni-attack with minions. Ooh, I want that. And I want to open to the cloister if I can. That's not gonna happen though, is it? Not gonna happen. Let's try it out.
I can't do this just yet.
Boom, explode. Wait, is this thing dead already? No, it's over here. Alright. It was a mistake going here first, right? You need to... Oh! Come on. Speed up a little bit, dude. Alright. 3 seconds. 1 second. There's no way I'm making it over there. Damn it. Damn it.
I believe in traveling
Too
light.
slow. Too slow. Wait, what am I doing? Not like this is how we do it.
Because of your actions and shadowed by those.
No opening. Damn it. Blasphemous says, I get bored fighting the same characters over and over again to level up and then sort loot and read a bunch of dialogue. I don't have the patience to dedicate 30 plus hours doing that. No Donor says, I think you're talking about JRPGs like Final Fantasy and Pokemon. And JRPGs, those are more like, or you have, yeah, Pokemon and Final Fantasy. I like that. Blasphemous says, I have that issue with a lot of modern games too, even if they aren't RPGs. So what is an RPG? Oh, is RPG just an umbrella term for like JRPGs, CRPGs? What other are there? Are those the only types? What are the types of RPGs? Action RPGs? This is an RPG, right? Action RPG. So RPG maybe be just an umbrella term.
Goodbye.
Yesterday we were saying that Metroidvania was an RPG, right? But it's not then, is it? Because that doesn't work. It's a Metroidvania, not an Metroid RPG, yeah. Alright, but yeah, fighting the same characters over and over again, I don't mind that. So you don't like leveling up, like progression mechanics. Sort loot, read bunch of dialogue. Depends on, for me it depends on the dialogue, right? Some dialogues is fine, others not so much.
Go with the spirit.
What is this? Attack speed on full life, no thank you.
When I was part of Piety.
Do we sell all attributes, maximum life? Yeah, get rid of that. Lightning damage attacks, no thank you. We get rid of that. And we get rid of this.
Keep your life to your own.
They had a dragon. Look at that. Castlevania is an RPG. Metroid isn't. So what makes Castlevania an RPG? I haven't played those games myself, but I saw the Netflix show. It was kind of good. Kind of liked it.
There you are. Ready to revisit.
Banquet hall.
The more you kill,
Wanna open down, yeah.
and the
But what do we have? Allows you to sacrifice one unique item or monsters as additional lightning damage. Ooh, we want to sacrifice unique items, sure.
it's time.
Let's see if we manage this. Come on, die already. That's the zone of passage, which we will use over here. I'm pretty sure that was the plan. And we're done. That was okay. Okay. Now, Waffle Monkey says Castlevanias have party members you progress with. Oh. Oh, you level them up? Skill trees and whatnot?
You've let the architect of ceremonies, the man who led countless human
But that's right, that was going into my definitions, right? Because just leveling up a character can't make an RPG. Because we figured out that, like, that's almost all games nowadays. You have some kind of progression / leveling up system, right? So that cannot be part of the definition of RPGs, because then you fall into the same trap I was, where all games are RPGs. But that doesn't work as the definition, right? It's because you level up. But, oh, does it have to be multiple characters? Well, no. In Metroidvanias, it can be multiple characters. Alright. No, not Metroidvanias. Sorry. Castlevanias.
Just yet.
Sorry. Plasma says, I surprisingly like some roguelikes. Roguelikes? They can be RPGs, right? Yeah, like Hades. Hades was an action RPG. Nodhunter says, I think leveling up a character can make an RPG. Alright, so it can make an RPG, which... that's a very arbitrary definition, right? So... yeah, not a very pragmatic definition of what an RPG is. Kind of says like, well... it is... well, you do that in all the RPGs. It has to be a thing in the RPG, but it's not the defining factor. Alright, if we put it that way, right? It is part of an RPG that you level up, but it's not the defining factor. It's like a checklist. Yeah, it's like a checklist. That's one of the things to be an RPG. You do level up. Maybe. Banana Waffle Monkey says, in the Metroidvania playthroughs I watched, you were usually juggling 2 characters. Look at that. Interesting. No, not that sword. Damn it, the error carried through to me, lol. Castlevanias. Right, we were talking about Castlevanias, not Metroidvanias. Right. Zelda Ocarina of Time, would that be an RPG? Probably not, right? That would be more in the sense of Metroidvanias. Those are not RPGs. Those were... what was that again? Open world action games. There we go. Open world action games. Lasma says, I'd probably play Hades. Hades is great. I'm gonna go back and play that again. Wait, Am I done? Did I pick up what I needed? Wasn't paying attention to what was happening in the game. Mission complete. Yeah, travel to the Chamber of Sins. Yep. Probably done, yeah. Second wind support? Yes. Pulverize support? Yes. What level am I? 55. I think 58 was what I needed to get to before. Node owner says I don't think it has to be thing either. You could replace a simple XP system with some other progression to power. Yeah, that's what I meant, right? A progression system. That's a leveling up system. You don't have to have XP to have a leveling up system. I agree with that, yeah. Plasma says, I think the only RPG I ever played and finished was Earthbound. There we go. Zelda is an RPG. But if Zelda is an RPG, why is Zelda an RPG and why is not Horizon Zero Dawn? If Zelda is an RPG, why is not Horizon Zero Dawn an RPG? I still don't understand that distinction then. I kind of feel like we're back to every game being an RPG now. I was thinking Ocarina of Time, but you could probably go with all the Zeldas, right? I have a diamond. Granite is a good flask for me. Basalt. There we go. Get the basalt.
Fair winds and calm seas.
Maximum charges, immune to freeze. Sure, that's probably fine. What do we have? Chaos resistance, increased damage. Critical strike chance is lucky. I'm not really using the Quicksilver, so let's replace that. Wonder if I even need the healing flask here. I could probably replace that with... Oh, wait, I do have a basalt leveled up here, so let's grab that instead. Actually, let's check quality flasks. Oh, we got the onslaught. Why did I need the onslaught again? For the movement speed. Wait, was that it? Onslaught only gave me movement speed. So why not just have the Quicksilver flask then? Instead of the... Fuck, I don't remember Banana Wolf Monkey. Why did I need Onslaught again? Plasma says, maybe I'm just not into the fantasy themes of many RPGs. Yeah, I remember that. You're saying you don't really like fantasy. That's fine. Nodhunter says, I think Horizon Zero Dawn is an RPG. Right. So what is not an RPG? Like sports games. Those are not RPGs. Esports games, like PvP games, those are not RPGs. Usually. They can be, like in MMORPG kind of thinking. Banana Waffle Monkey says, I view genres as marketing terms more than effective means of categorizing things. I like the categorizations. Thanks. Have you never tried Blood of the Karui Life Flask? Oh, I can buy unique flasks. Didn't think about that. Let's check that flask out. Alright. Blood of Karui? Is that what you said? Blood of the Karui. Increased life recovered. Increased recovery rate. Recover full life at the end of the flask effect. That seems great, yeah. Do I really need this though? I don't think I'm gonna be needing... needing a life flask, right? Since I've got 2 enduring cries that I'm using all the time. Maybe I should. Note owner says, not every game is an RPG. That's a bit of a straw man. Yeah, lots of games are, and that's why we break them up into different subcategories like action RPGs and JRPGs. JRPGs, yeah. Definitely. Right? So many games are RPGs, so trying to define what an RPG is, it might be easier to get the definition by flipping the switch, right? That's why, right? I was just thinking about what is RPGs. It's easier to look at what is an RPG not. Banana Waffle Monkey says first-person shooters are not RPGs usually. Oh, first-person shooters. Shooters in general. Blasphemous says, yes, many games have elements of many genres. That's so interesting, right? Because the genre thing in games is often about mechanics, right? It's about the mechanics, what you do in them. Like genres in music and movies and whatnot, they're completely different. Like in gaming, we talk about fantasy themes. But in movies and books, we talk as fantasy as a genre. Adonner says, let's not say sport games are not RPGs. There are probably sports games or shooters with RPG elements. Alright. So sports games are usually not RPGs. Like first-person shooters are usually not RPGs. That probably works. Adonner says, let's talk about specific games. FIFA. FIFA is not an RPG, right? FIFA probably borrows RPG mechanics and maybe has some RPG stuff going on, but in general, right? That's not the main focus on the game. That's why I said sports games, right? But the main focus of the game is not role-playing, progression kind of thing. Banana Wolfmug says it's great anti-dot protection, especially since they seem to be adding a lot more dots in PoE. Oh yeah, it is indeed. Lastman says maybe Dragon Warrior traumatized me as a kid. That RPG was terrifying. Don't know about that. Every time you encountered an enemy, it would scare the shit out of you. Nice. Ah, the SCP-55 approach to categorizing? What's this? What is this? Special containment procedures. Object is kept within a 5 by 5 by 2.5 meter square room. What is this? Faraday cage. SCP wiki. Wait. I remember this. Isn't this just a fake lore wiki, right? It's a world building of a sci-fi universe. We've talked about this before, right? Yeah, fictional wiki. Blasphemous says, remember a few years ago when a bunch of games wanted to add some sort of base building mechanic? Facepalm. I like base building mechanics. Those were great years then. Some did it well, others did not. Hades. has a base building mechanic. Maybe. That's more cosmetic. No, it's a little bit functional, but it's more cosmetic. Not says I've never played FIFA. I'll take your word for it. I haven't played FIFA in years. I'm guessing it probably has, right? You maybe build your own team and then you take that team through a tournament and your team levels up. There's probably a system like that in FIFA, right? I'm just guessing here. Let's assume there is. I would still say that that type of role-playing, like are you role-playing the manager and the players and whatnot, I would say that probably still, I wouldn't put that under the umbrella, the broad umbrella term that is RPG games. That makes sense? Blasphemous. I was like, fuck this, I don't care about building bases. Oh, look at that. The fictional wiki? Alright. That specific one, it just sort of exists and nobody knows what it is or how it got there. And whenever they try to research it, they forget it soon after. Oh, that's the item? This item? However, the only way to figure out what it is to figure out what it isn't. What it isn't. Yeah, to RPGs. Outlander says, I like base building mechanics as well. That's... especially if they are progression based. Yeah, I like progression based building. That's probably one of my favorite things in gaming. One of them, anyway. Alright, so this is an object class Keter. I don't know what that is. It's called SCP-55. And it's just got that name because of where it's placed. There's a lot of 5s around. Should we read this whole thing? Is it entertaining? No, Donnercell. Well, it isn't real, so that narrows it down a lot. I suppose Faraday cage surrounding the cement walls. Access. I'm too exhausted today. I'm still exhausted, so I'm not in the mood to read that. I'm sorry. We can read it another day if you feel like it. But for now, I'm just gonna skip it. Skip it. All right, we were talking about Onslaught. I wanted to look at Onslaught. Onslaught, right? 20% attack, cast, and movement speed. Yeah, I don't need Onslaught, right? Why would I? I don't use attack speed. I don't use cast speed. The movement speed, but then I might as well just go with the... where is it? Quicksilver, right? Yeah, might as well just take the Quicksilver. Banana Waffle Monkey says, nah, you don't have to read it. The point was just the analogy, yeah. That was the thing. So I would probably say that I like categorizing stuff, right? So I disagree that it's only a marketing thing. I mean, it helps with marketing to categorize, like actually telling people what you're trying to sell. So I understand why marketers would use these terms. Because it also makes sense for whatever customer, right? Whoever is gonna play the game, it's like, oh, alright, I understand what that is. That is why we talk about the mechanics. So probably the way to do these fuzzy lines of game definitions, right, depends on like the general experience that you get. Right? Take Rocket League, for example. That's probably a sports game, right?
Before the plunge.
You could call it that, right? A football, a car football game. Sorry? Soccer. You like soccer. Alright, a car soccer game. Right, because it kind of explains what you do, right? You understand what kind of experience you get from playing the game. Like if you want to just express that in a short amount of time. So that's why RPG is no longer really often used, because it's too vague, and we go down to JRPGs and whatnot, right? That's why we talk about RPG mechanics, because there are so many different divergent types of RPGs. Well, JRPGs and action RPGs and CRPGs are all those are closely defined, so those are easier to use. Another says Onslaught was my favorite Magic the Gathering set. Oh, look at that. I haven't played Magic the Gathering, so I don't know these things. Missed out. Blasphemous says rocket playing game. Kerbal. That's the rocket playing game, right? Kerbal Space Program. Alright, so I want that. Critical strike chance is lucky? Sure. Increased damage? Sure. I'll keep the... I probably want this chaos resistance thing. Basalt. Diamond. Maybe I don't need the movement speed. Maybe I can just live without the movement speed. Oh, the attack speed is helping out with the leap slam speed, but whatever. And it's probably a good idea to keep feels weird playing without a life flask. What is the duration of this thing? 2.5 seconds. Alright, so screw Onslaught. Can we take a list of unique flask? Here we go. I have never really looked into that. So Blood of the Karui is interesting. Mana flasks, don't care about that. Hybrid flasks, probably don't care about that either. Utility flasks. Oh, there's a few of them. There are a few of them. What's this? Critical utility flask. Whoa, actually, now that I think about that, I probably have... In the stash, I probably have some flasks, don't I? Blind. Ah, here's the flasks. There's 2 of them. Mana flask. Quicksilver flask. Increased charges used. Chance to gain a flask charge when you deal a critical strike. Increased movement speed. Consumes frenzy charges on use. Oh? Gain onslaught for 2 seconds per frenzy charge. I mean... something to do with the frenzy charges. Something to do, right? This is just counterattacking. It's like, I don't do a lot. So Rotgut could be just, you play around with Rotgut. In between. Yeah, in between each pack, you use Rotgut, And you get a lot of, like, a proper movement speed, because you get both the Quicksilver and the Onslaught. That sounds like fun. Or you learn about Bottled Faith and Faint. You see the price? Alright, actually, yeah, let's check these out. What do you have? All elemental resistances. Don't want that. Increased evasion. Don't want that. What is this? Chaos damage does not bypass energy shield. Don't want that. Taste of Hate. Physical damage from hit is taken as cold damage. Extra cold, gain physical as extra cold damage. Ooh, avoid being chilled, avoid being frozen. That might be interesting. Right, what do I have? Cinder Swallow. Onslaught. Expand. Whoops. Consume, ignite corpses. Wait, what is this? Recover life, recover mana, recover energy shield. Cinder Swallow is also popular to run with the crit mod. Increased critical strike chance. You mean this? Yeah, that's not really for me, I don't think. Alright, what do we have here? CP command? SCP. You're probably already familiar with the CP command in Linux. Yes, I am. Which is used to copy files in Linux. CP command can be used only on the local machine. Yeah. But what about copying files from a remote Linux system? To copy files from a remote server, so it's server copy. Or to a remote server, you can use a command called SCP. Secured copy. Wait, is this for like SSH? When you're SSHing between different... Alright. Depending on the origin, I will be copying source destination path. That sounds too simple, yes. Does sound. Username, IP address, path to... I mean, yeah, make sure that SSH. There we go. Yep, it's SSH. I haven't really started using SSH, so... But it's just copying between between machines. Alright. Oh! SCP. I get it. I completely missed the context, but yeah, that's it. Where were we? Taste of Hate was kind of interesting. Maybe not Cinder Swallow. No. What do we have? Kiara's Determination. Another Onslaught one. Nardonor says, I use SCP. It works good. Nice. Lastman says, I only said that because Banana Waffleman says SCP-55. Yeah, exactly. It took a while for me to figure that out. I'm terrible with names. Alright, Kiara's Determination. Immune to freeze... Chill curses and stuns during the flask effect. 60% reduced duration. Wait, what's the duration? 2 seconds? Oh, so you can break out of, right? You break out of freezes chill. That's a... I don't need that though. Right, since the plan is to take a lot of damage, I don't mind being freezed. Curses though, but I'll just get that on another flask. Curse immunity from another flask. Forbidden Taste. Facing, dodge. No. Lion's Roar. Armor. We do want armor. Adds knockback. Knockback. Flee on use. More melee physical damage. That is very nice. The knockbacks is a problem though. With the Lion's Roar. Let's just put it on the list for now. Facing. Don't want those. 40% increase. Bottled Faith. Ah, this one was the expensive one, right? Wolfmike says, Taste of Hate is more for when you have high cold resistance and low physical reduction. And that I don't have. Don't have that. Why did I like Taste of Hate? I like the frozen thing and the damage. I like those things. Yeah, you're right. Wasn't good enough. Was not good enough. Oh, this Consecrated Ground, increased duration. Alright, long duration for just increased damage, which is nice. Eldritch Battery. Alright. No, Bottled Faith. We were looking at Bottled Faith. Here we go. Increased duration. Consecrated Ground created by this flask has tripled radius. Okay, I forget what is Consecrated Ground again. It's healing, right? You heal when you stand on the Consecrated Ground. Tripled radius. Critical strike chance against enemies on Consecrated Ground. Ooh, Consecrated Ground creates... An effect applies... plus damage taken to enemies. Ooh, this seems like a great flask. It's probably gotta be super cheap. I'm gonna buy that because it's so cheap. Alright, Replica, Divine Eldritch Battery. That seems like and that's an energy shield thing if I recall. Yeah, energy shield. Don't care about that. Overflowing Chalice. Creates Consecrated Ground, increased charge recovery. Increased duration. Gains no charges during the effect of any Overflowing Chalice. No, I don't want that. The Sorrow of the Divine. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, it's the same again. Rotgut, I have that. That was interesting. Witchfire Brew. Evasion rating, don't want that. Series Promise. Oh, what about this? Chaos damage leech does life. Physical damage is extra chaos damage. That's actually interesting. That might actually be a way to do the chaos resistance. Because then I'm gonna be ending up, I'm gonna do all the damage types with this flask. I'm doing all the damages, which is fun. Dying Sun, fire resistance. No. Rumi's Concoction. This sounds great, right? I think this is great. Take a guess at the price of Bottled Faith. Since you were talking about it, I'm gonna just guess at 5 exalts. 10 exalts? Blasphemous says Proton Mail is 7 years old now. Oof. Feel old again. That happens. It happens. Alright, what do we have here? We have Replica. Reduced duration. That sounds boring. Alright, Rumi's Concoction. Here we go. Will I be needing this? Rumi's Concoction. 20% chance to block attack damage during flask effect. I don't think I'm gonna be needing that. Rumi's Concoction. Gain endurance charge. Don't need that. More blocking. Petrified during flask effect. Alright, yeah, that's funny. It might be worth considering. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is not gonna be needed. Vessel of Vinctar. Increased charges used. Shocks nearby enemies during flask effect. 10% increased damage taken. You are shocked. Causing 50% increased... 50%! Oof! 20% of lightning damage leached as life. Yeah, no, not getting that. And what about this? Take 30 chaos damage per second during flask effect. Chance to poison on hit during flask effect. Your critical strikes do not deal... Oh no, don't want that. Now Donner says, if you're doing all the damage, you're doing none of the damage. Alright, I'm not doing all the damage, I'm doing all the damage types. Not all the damage types. Most of them. Good point. Let's see. So exile.com. Go to the trade and we're gonna check the price. What was it? Bottled Faith. Bottled Faith. $13. Yeah, I'm not buying that. No fucking way. 28? Wait, suddenly we were at 30 exalts. 28, 23. Oh, I started ordering differently. Yeah, I'm not getting that flask. Alright. Goodbye, Bottled Faith. Alright. What were the other flasks that I was interested in? Banana Waffle Monkey says, second guess was close, I'll say. If half the currency I gave you came from liquidated gems, another quarter came from that flask, roughly. That flask, eh? Oof. Yeah, I'm not getting that flask, that's for sure. Maybe this? If I'm gonna be running with a healing flask, and it feels like a mistake not having a healing flask, right? Right, what was that serious promise? This is one way to get chaos resistance, right? And getting the extra chaos damage. Since I'm doing physical damage and I'm doing elemental damage, so I get that as extra chaos damage. Right? Yeah, I like this one. Just to get chaos resistance, because chaos resistance is gonna be a bitch, I think. Banana Wolfmug says, also I pissed off some people off with my RNG, because I think the odds of finding that flask are 1 out of 6 from the boss that drops it. And it's the boss of a really hard to find unique synthesis map. And I get 2 bottled faiths in 3 runs. Nice! Nice! Banana Wolfmike says, yeah, at Ceres it's pretty much usable in any non-CI build. Alright, so let's check that. Theories. Where is it? Here we go. Search for that. Does it have... Did at Ceres have... Here we go. 20 and 15. What do you have? 16 and 13. Alright, I can change the filters a little bit. Do that from here, right? Oh, wait. As extra chaos damage. As extra chaos damage. Those are the 2 ones, right? I mean, we don't need perfect rolls, so let's say, what if we take like 18 and 13? None of them? this is the wrong one. Whoops. There we go. This is the one. Alright, and 13. Let's try that. Still no result? Wait. That's gotta be the one though. Alright, let's go down to 17. 20 to 15. Gain % of elemental damage as extra chaos damage. Why? During effect is the during effect. Here we go. During effect. Of course. There we go. Thanks. There we go. That's still cheap. Alright, so what about perfect score? What does it cost with the perfect score? 90 chaos orbs? Maybe it's a bit extreme for just this flask. Alright, what about 14? Look at that. It's 34? Sure. We can buy that for 34. Right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wait. Do you see this name? Temples OS. Oh, Dr. Delete. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, then we take 1, 2, 3. Whoops. What just happened? 2, 3, 4. And that's 20 and 14. Ah, there we go. Cheers. Blasphemous says, do you think it's wrong for gay people to try to hit on people that are obviously straight? Let's see, wrong and obviously. I think both of those are subjective value judgments. I think it would be pointless for a gay person to try to hit on someone that they think is obviously straight. In my mind, that won't really happen. What's the point? What would be the point in trying to hit on someone that you can't just, right? It won't happen, right? It won't happen. Nothing will come from it. Therefore, in my mind, that situation seems like it won't really happen. Does that make sense? See, Banana Waffle Monkey says, I'm inclined to believe it isn't obvious what someone's sexuality is, even if it seems obvious. Alright. Obvious to whom? That's what I'm curious about, right? Blasphemous says, even if it's stated on their profile. Oh, right, yeah, right. You can... In dating sites, right? In dating sites, you pick, right? You pick what genders you are interested in dating. And then someone flooding, right? That's like spam, right? That would be spam in a dating site. That you get spammed. So yeah, I would say that it's similar to spam. Frustrating, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a big deal. Right? Spam is frustrating, and my opinion is people shouldn't do it. Yeah, but it's not It's not such a big deal, right? I won't get upset. Like, I don't get upset when I get spam to my email. If that makes sense? Blasphemous says, it does happen, even though you deny it happening. I mean, I can imagine it happening, right? I mean, I've had straight male friends hit on me, right? But that was more like a joking thing, right? I can imagine some gay people just going around and flirting with everybody. Some people are just flirtatious by nature and flirt with everything that moves. I could see that happening, and like we've said always, right? If you're unaware that it hurts someone's feelings, right? I would say that if someone hits on you, if a homosexual hits on you and you don't like it, Blasphemous, you say, I don't like this. If they continue, then I have an ethical, moral problem with that. Otherwise, I don't see a problem with it, no. That makes sense? Yeah. I just see it as spam, right? And a lot of people are playing the numbers, right? We talked about that before, right? People playing the numbers. I think it's fine for them to do that. Like, it's spam. I wouldn't make a big ethical deal out of it, but yeah. To each their own. Blasphemous says yes. Nodonor says, I can tell you that gay dudes do often try to get stray dudes to have sex with them. And sometimes they succeed. Huh. Never seen that. I mean, if they succeed, then there you go, right? Playing the numbers. And I would say, right, in that situation, right, if they get that straight dude to have sex with them, I would say, well, the obviously straight, like the obviously heterosexual, might not be so obviously heterosexual after all. It might be more of a bisexual personality, right? Rather than obviously straight. Again, right? For the gay person in this situation, right? If it was obvious that they would fail in their quest, if that isn't right, then they wouldn't do it. But if they think they would succeed, then it's not obvious. So, right. Now, back to my original, that it doesn't work out, right? The question didn't work out. Blasphemous says, I even had someone offline ask me if I ever considered being gay. I think I misunderstood. Ever considered being gay? Yeah, consider your own sexuality. That's like questioning if you have ever done some introspection on your sexuality. Is that flirting? That's a weird flirting thing to say. I suppose it might work. That was just confusing to me. That's weird flirting, yeah. Nodonor says, I think it's kind of a fetish. They get off on it. Oh, of course. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, I can imagine that, right? The hunt. Yeah. Fetish, like someone who would never have considered it. And that question makes sense then, Blasphemous, right? If that's kind of a fetish, right? If I ever considered being gay, that would be like a stepping stone to get to that point, right? It would be if they can get you to say yes to that, they can get you to move further and further in like a flirtation situation. Priming. There we go. It's priming. Ah. That becomes interesting, right? Because now we're talking about, I don't know if you've read the game. We talk about manipulating people to like psychological manipulation. That's something different, right? That's not what you were talking about. That is something completely different. And how okay that is. Psychological manipulation, to have someone have sex with you. Assuming that whatever person regrets it after. Well, you can't really know that. But like, let's say hypnosis. If hypnosis or like NLP, if those things actually work, which I feel I have reason to believe. I've never seen it myself, but let's assume those things work, like NLP and hypnosis and whatnot. Doing that to get someone to sleep with you, what is the ethics of that? Right? Was that forcefully? Is that similar to, like, yeah, did you do something forcefully? I don't know. Blasphemous says, see how ugly this is. Sexuality doesn't really matter, right? If you're homosexual, heterosexual, that's a separate question. It has rounded corners. We've talked about rounded corners being nice. It isn't that much of a difference, is it? I hardly saw the difference, right? There are some few things, right? There are a couple of things that looks a little bit different. But I can, alright, I can see someone, like, I don't care about these aesthetics very much, right? So for me, it's not, it's like, it's fine. But I could see people getting frustrated by stuff, changes like this, if they're happy with something, right? Especially you, right? Because you like fiddling with it and make it look a specific way, and then when... I can imagine that being frustrating, yeah. Nodonner says they try to manipulate them to have sex with them despite their sexuality. There's a lot of them there, but yeah, I get your point, right? It doesn't matter sexuality, it doesn't matter gender. If someone like manipulates someone else, some versions of that could be considered forceful, right? And I would say some versions of that would pass over to the unethical situation. Yeah. Like, assuming hypnosis and or NLP would work, I would consider those things unethical. Yeah, definitely. Blasphemous says specifically the big ass tabs. Nodonner says I don't like it. Yeah, manipulating people, that's... Right, flirting is one thing, right? Flirtations and whatnot. But like going in with a strategy and like not... It's like that, right? Me personally, right? I like the dating and the long-term stuff. But even, right? I would imagine that even one-night stands...
Deep breaths. All right.
I would imagine, like, one-night stands, you would still, like, want to find a connection and do the flirting thing and have, like, a fling where both parties enjoy themselves. If you just want to take advantage of someone else's body without having, like, any connection or, like... Like the narcissistic approach. There we go. Yeah, the narcissistic approach to sex. I would say that's probably quite unethical. Yeah. There's a fuzzy line somewhere where you draw the line. Blasphemous says, thank goodness it can be disabled in about config for now. Don't you think it'll be like that? Maybe it'll be deprecated someday in the future. Nodunner asks, what's that Twitter icon? A pinned tab? Yeah, I was wondering about that as well. Blasphemous says, if I can get Qt browser working how I want it, I will be happy. Yeah, interesting how you move around. I'm interesting to try that as well, Qt browser. Nodunner says, I don't like the padding, I want it compact. I think you can do it compact, right? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, I missed something? Oh, Banana Waffle says, this is the true all the damage sword. Rebuke to Vol. My apologies, I missed that. This is all the damage. Physical. Fire, cold, lightning. It's a lot of damage as well. Wait, it's a one-handed chaos damage. Critical strike chance? Wait, look at this. 100 to 200. 40 to 100. 40 to 100. 1 to 250. Isn't that like a lot of damage? It has nothing else. Wait, what's the total? It's like 100, 200. Like 3, 4. Like that is a lot of damage. Is this the weapon I want? No, I have a lot of physical to, right? I'm converting physical to fire. I'm converting physical. It's not a lot. I could probably change that around. Not convert. Not convert to physical. Yeah, I don't do that a lot, so maybe this is the sword I want. Huh. Very interesting. This is a good tip, maybe. Very memey and fun as well. Probably a job for Path of Building. Oh, maybe. Yeah, but I don't know how you scale that on your tree with the rest of your gear. But that's the thing, right? I don't really scale. I add. I do have a little bit of scaling, but most of my damage is just I add on more and more and more and more. That's why I said, right, it lacks focus. It just adds on damage. Alright, let's see. Don't like the padding, wanted compact. Blasphemous says, yeah, don't need some large text on the tab saying media on the tab. That's playing. They had an icon for that. Yeah, they have an icon for that. Huh. I am questioning Mozilla's decisions. Yeah, it's weird. I wonder what they are thinking. Nodunner says, what if someone has a hypnosis fetish and they give consent to being hypnotized? Yeah, exactly. My assumption was in that example was that you don't give consent, right? If you make them do something that they wouldn't do otherwise, is that consensual because they agreed to be hypnotized, or non-consensual because you made them do what they wouldn't have? I would say it's consensual, right? The whole point is that you want to lose control. That's they do that, right, with the DS, the dominant and the submissive relationships and whatnot, the dominatrixes. That's kind of what they do, right? One of the people are losing the control, right? One of the person is taking all the dominant control, and the other person just relinquishes it. All right, but of course it could cross over, right? That's why they usually have those safe words, right? They have safe words in those types of situations. So I imagine if you have that kind of fetish, you would find a person that you would trust enough not to cross any of those lines, right? Because you want to, like, that type of person wants to give up all control. But there has to be some sort of trust in between those types of people, I guess. Blasphemous says, remember that guy that wanted to be eaten, Kappa? I do remember that. That's fucked up. I'm getting tired of screwing with this, with the CSS every few updates. Wait, do they screw with the CSS? Oh, that's even worse. Is it too much to ask for my entire OS to have a uniform look to it? I would say no, Blasphemous. That is not too much to ask. That kind of sucks. Yeah, kind of sucks. Have you used the Epiphany browser, by the way, Blasphemous? But Banana Wolf Monkeys. Alright, yeah. Don't know how to scale that. Probably a job for Path of Building. Probably pair that well with Atsiris Flask too. Well, Atsiris Flask was physical, right? Yeah, physical. No, it's physical and elemental. So yeah, this pairs very well with Rebuke of the Val. It's level 64. I'm not close to 64 yet. Well, I'm off to bed, says Banana Wolf Monkey. Ah, nice to see you again. Sleep tight and have a good one. Thanks for the tips, and see you next time. Blasphemous says, I used Epiphany a couple of times when I was in GNOME a few years ago. I kind of like that. Epiphany. But I'm more curious like you, right? With Qt browser, because of the different approach to navigation. I'm curious to that. I like that Qt browser has Vim-like key bindings. Exactly, that makes me curious. I haven't tried it, but it makes me curious. Vim-like key bindings and a minimal interface. Yeah, Epiphany has a minimal interface. Alright, what? Starting to get lunchtime. Alright, I was looking at these. Just want to check. Do I want this? Probably want that. Rumin's Concoction, what was this? Chance to block? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I just want a regular granite flask. It is a good thing to try to remember if I need it. If I need it, but I'm pretty sure I won't be needing it. Since I'm getting so much block anyways. Hopefully. This seems like fun. What was Lion's Roar? This was the knockback, right. This here is great. The others are trash. Well, since I'm spreading out, more melee physical? No, let's screw that as well. Let's just not. What does the Blood of Karui cost? Check it. Blood of the Karui. What's the cost? Oh, that's pretty cheap. What does it have? 20% increased recovery rate? Oh, alright. I don't really care about that speed. Actually, part of me wants the lower of the two, I'm thinking. Yeah, 3 seconds rather than 2.5 seconds. It's the same amount of life. We'll just buy the cheaper ones, I guess. Blasphemous says Surf kinda looked interesting. I haven't tried that though. I remember seeing it and When did I hear about that? I heard that it had performance issues. But that was a long time ago when I heard about Surf. That was when I was first hearing about the Suckless team and the philosophy. Right, 68 for that flask. Alright, of course an AFK thing. But yeah. But Surf didn't go with Vim key bindings, right? Surf... I don't remember Surf, but it looks interesting. Performance? Yeah, like it loaded slowly, right? It loaded sites slowly. Just a vague memory. Vague memory, okay? Vague memory indeed. Actually, what I should have done was ask for quality. Is that miscellaneous? Quality? 20%. There we go. 10 Chaos Orbs. That makes more sense. But again, right, I haven't tried it. Just vague memory. So it's, I don't even know why I said it. It's better just to try for yourself. But yeah, Surf would be nice. Blasphemous says, oh, you hate Firefox Mobile. Hate? I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I prefer not to. Right, you hate Firefox Mobile because you don't have patience to wait a few seconds, Kappa. Yeah, I don't have the patience. That's... yeah. I need them to be responsive. Like that. Yeah, functionality. Alright, they did not answer. Alright, so we whispered this dude instead. Oh. Ultimate bitch. Alright. She did not answer either. Alright, so we tried the next. Oh, here we go. They did answer. Nice. They are playing a summoner. 22% quality. Ooh. That was even better than I expected. Ooh. Rasmus says, cider whispering dudes. Not related to what we were talking about earlier. 22 quality. Very nice. I mean, for me, like, I don't often get flirted with. So I get that I wouldn't mind, like, anyone flirting with me. I think, yeah. I wouldn't mind at all. And I could probably see myself somehow flirting with other people as well. Just... yeah, no, I've flirted with men and female alike. But that was a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago. Alright, so I bought the Chaos Resistance flask. Wait, where did I put it? Over here? Yeah. Chaos Resistance. Alright, so we know we keep that there. Basalt, Critical Lucky, and Sulfur. Yeah, that's it. So we don't use the I don't use... where is it? Yeah, Onslaught, no. And no Quicksilver either. Rotgut? Or Rotgut would be interesting, but no. I like this setup. That I don't need anymore. Can just sell that, right? Sell these. Oh, let's just keep it here, just in case. Lastmas asks, did you ever get Autonauts? I did, yes. I did buy it. And a few of those others from that thing, yeah. Right, I think I'm done for the day, or was there something else I needed to fix? Oh, right, no, I wanted, before I leave, like, we bought this. We bought this. I wanted to see Rebuke of the Wall. Rebuke of the Wall. Let's see what it costs. Cheap as fuck, eh? But you would have to check for all the rolls. Check for better rolls. 137 of them, yeah. Since it's so cheap... Actually, let's... show filters. Don't need that. We can do this before we go. Right. Physical damage. Physical damage. Wait, where? Elemental damage? Right, minimum is like what? 170 physical. So let's take like 160. And what is this? Let's see, 49 for, well, 98, right? They go from 98. So that's 200, 300 almost. That would be like 275. What about that? No results found. Right. 150. Right. 160. It's increased. Oh, I'm looking at completely the wrong things. Again. Is it ads? And I don't want resistances. No, I want elemental damage. Is that it? Fuck. I give up. I give up. I can check that tomorrow. It's time to go to lunch. Lastman says, Autonauts looks like it would have been a good multiplayer game. Multiplayer game? Maybe. I mean, a lot of people enjoyed Factorio multiplayer. Personally, I played it a little bit multiplayer. Like, playing it with a friend was great. But I enjoyed playing it more by myself, I guess. Yeah. Don't it have multiplayer, by the way? Maybe it will in the future if it keeps racing in popularity. All right. No, it does not. Oh, there we go. All right. So thanks for hanging out today. Have a good rest of your evening. Sleep well and see you next time. Cheers.